Welcome to my Catania travel guide, your ultimate guide to exploring this vibrant city in Sicily, Italy, with everything you need to know before visiting, from what to eat and where to stay, to local culture and must-see attractions. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, comment, and share, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more travel tips and destination guides across Italy and beyond. If you need more information or have any questions about Catania, feel free to ask me in the comments, I'd love to help. Catania, located on the eastern coast of Sicily at the foot of Mount Etna, is known for its rich history and dramatic volcanic landscapes. This ancient city was a powerful hub during the Greek and Roman periods, with its ruins and Baroque architecture still captivating visitors today. Surrounded by both sea and mountain, its unique geographical setting offers both beach escapes and mountain adventures. Catania is also famous for its vibrant markets, delicious street food, and lively local culture. It's a perfect destination for travelers seeking a mix of history, nature, and authentic Italian charm. Catania is easily accessible via Catania Fontana Airport, which connects with major cities across Europe. If you're cruising around the Mediterranean, many cruise lines include Catania as a stop on their itinerary. Ferries also operate between Catania and other parts of Italy, like Naples and Malta. Traveling from nearby countries or Sicilian cities is convenient by sea or domestic flights. No matter where you're coming from, reaching Catania is both easy and scenic. Getting around Catania is simple, whether you rent a car for nearby day trips or use the reliable public transport system. The city center is very walkable, with many key attractions close to each other. You can also explore on a rented bicycle or electric scooter, which are widely available. Local buses and the metro make it easy to reach farther areas without a car. For coastal excursions, there are boat tours that let you explore the small islands and coastal beauties. The official currency in Catania is the euro, and the main language spoken is Italian, though English is commonly understood in tourist areas. Travelers from the EU don't need a visa, but visitors from other countries should check the Schengen visa requirements before arriving. It's helpful to know that locals value traditional customs, like greeting with a friendly buongiorno and dressing modestly when visiting churches. The culture is warm and welcoming, and food plays a central role in social life. Carry some cash, as smaller shops and restaurants may not accept cards. My journey in Catania started at Palazzo della Cultura, where I admired exhibitions blending modern creativity with Sicilian heritage. Nestled near Catania's port, the Church of St. Placidus features a refined Baroque design and a serene atmosphere, often overlooked by tourists. A short stroll brought me to the Archi della Marina, a stunning series of lava stone arches once part of the ancient city walls, now framing the sea beautifully. I found peace at Pacini Garden, a quiet green space with charming statues and a refreshing escape from the urban rush. Walking toward the city's heart, I passed through Uzeda Gate, a grand Baroque-style gateway that marks the transition from the port to the historic center. Piazza del Duomo immediately drew me in with its elegance, surrounded by impressive architecture and the sound of local life. Standing proudly in the square is the Metropolitan Cathedral of St. Agatha, or Catania Cathedral, where I learned about the city's beloved patron saint and took in the beauty of its Baroque interiors. Not far from there, the church of the Abbey of St. Agatha offered incredible rooftop views of Catania and Mount Etna. Just next door is the Palazzo degli Elefanti, Catania's city hall, where its ornate facade and courtyard became one of my favorite photo stops. In front of it sits the quirky Fountain of the Elephant, a lava stone elephant statue that's become the city's symbol. Around the corner, I wandered through the chaotic and colorful Catania Fish Market, a sensory overload of shouting vendors, fresh seafood, and local flavors. I discovered hidden charm on Via Gisira, a narrow street full of street art and cozy local cafes. One of the most memorable moments was exploring the vast monastery of San Nicolò all'Arena, where its echoing halls and rooftop terraces told centuries of stories. Tucked away nearby, the Church of the Holy Trinity stood quietly with its graceful architecture and peaceful vibe. My steps eventually led me to Ancient Theatre, the ancient Greek-Roman theatre offering panoramic views and echoes of past performances. I spent an afternoon walking along Via Etnea, Catania's lively main street lined with shops, gelato stands, and Baroque buildings. At Piazza Università, I admired the historic university buildings and their beautiful courtyards filled with students and artists. I ducked into the Biblioteca Regionale Universitaria, where the smell of old books and scholarly silence was strangely comforting. The nearby Basilica of the Collegiata amazed me with its intricate facade and peaceful interior. At Piazza Stesicoro, ancient ruins contrasted with modern traffic in a perfect blend of old and new. Just steps away, the Roman amphitheater of Catania sits partially unearthed, whispering stories of gladiators and Roman spectacles. Palazzo Tizzano is another Baroque gem nearby, now a hospital but still stunning from the outside. Visiting the Church of St. Blaise in St. Agatha at the Furnace was a spiritual experience, connecting legend and devotion. For some greenery, I wandered through Giardino Bellini, a beautifully manicured park perfect for a quiet pause under the trees. Exploring via Pacini, I found a collection of traditional bakeries and small boutiques that felt wonderfully local. I also lit a candle inside the Basilica Santuario del Carmine, tucked into a quiet corner of town with an atmosphere of calm reverence. At the Fiera o Luni open market, I shopped like a local, picking up fresh produce, spices, and souvenirs. Down by Catania port, I watched ferries and fishing boats come and go while sipping coffee by the water. Standing strong in Catania's historic centre, Ursino Castle is a medieval fortress turned museum, offering a deep dive into the city's Norman and Roman past. One unforgettable day trip was to Mount Etna, where I hiked black lava trails and saw steam rise from the volcanic craters. Another coastal adventure led me to Aggio Castello, where the dramatic Castello Normanno rises right out of the sea on a rocky cliff. From the port of Aggio Trezza, I took a boat tour around the legendary islands of the Cyclops, linked to Homer's Odyssey and full of mystery. In the quiet town nearby, I stepped into the Church of St. John Baptist, simple yet spiritually rich. My final stop was Marina di Riposto, a charming coastal town with seafood restaurants and a relaxed harbour atmosphere, perfect for ending my Catania adventure on a peaceful note. One of the highlights of my time in Catania was climbing to the top of a historic church dome, where I was rewarded with breathtaking panoramic views of the city and the smoky silhouette of Mount Etna in the distance. I started my mornings wandering through a lively fish market, where the sound of shouting vendors mixed with the scent of the sea. After that, I'd often sip a strong espresso at a tiny sidewalk cafe, watching the rhythm of everyday life unfold around me. Ancient Roman ruins would suddenly appear between modern buildings, reminding me how layered and timeless this city really is. Lunch often meant fresh seafood at a traditional trattoria, served with lemon and a side of warm local bread. I loved strolling down Baroque streets with ornate balconies and dramatic facades. Every corner felt like a piece of art. One day, I took a scenic trip to a Taormina town famous for its Greek theatre and views over the coastline. Back in the city, I found a quiet escape in a public garden filled with fountains, benches, and locals enjoying the shade. A guided tour took me below the streets, revealing an entire hidden layer of ancient city life beneath my feet. I couldn't resist trying arancini from a local vendor, crispy, golden, and stuffed with ragu. In the early hours, I'd join locals at an open-air market, bartering for fruit, cheese, and Sicilian spices. Hidden courtyards behind heavy wooden doors often surprised me with their beauty and calm. I ended one evening watching the sun sink into the sea while waves crashed gently below the promenade. Sweet cravings were always satisfied with a cannoli or a slice of cassata, rich with ricotta and candied fruit. Another day trip to Syracuse took me to a city filled with classical architecture and ancient ruins by the sea. Wine tasting near volcanic soil was a unique experience, the flavors of Mount Etna in every sip. On foot with a local guide, I explored the city's layered history and heard stories I would have otherwise missed. I stopped into a local gallery one afternoon and found myself inspired by the vibrant photography and artwork of Sicilian life. Another day led me to Gran Michele, a small geometric town with perfect symmetry and quiet streets. I walked beneath a row of colorful umbrellas strung high above a charming alley. It felt like stepping into a dream. One of the best breakfasts I had was granita served with a warm brioche, sweet and refreshing in the morning sun. I wandered down a bustling street full of boutique shops, where locals rushed by carrying bags of fresh goods. Seaside promenades offered fresh breezes and a relaxing place to reflect on the day. Colorful street art caught my eye everywhere, painted walls and murals that told their own stories. In a small museum, I watched videos of lava flows and learned about the geology that shaped this region. A trip up the volcano was unforgettable. The black lava fields and surreal landscapes felt like another planet. I'd always make time for gelato in the heat of the afternoon, choosing a new flavor each time. In the quieter corners, I browsed artisan shops filled with handmade ceramics, embroidery, and hand-painted tiles. Locals were always warm and open. I had some of the best conversations just trying out my Italian. Before leaving, I picked up a few souvenirs to take a piece of Sicily home with me. Experiencing the local culture in Catania was one of the most memorable parts of my trip, especially attending a vibrant street festival where locals celebrated with food, music, and fireworks. I witnessed a traditional religious procession that felt deeply emotional and full of Sicilian spirit. Locals were warm and expressive, and even a simple buongiorno or grazie went a long way in showing respect. I learned to never rush through conversations or meals. Life here moves with heart and passion. Joining a cooking class and learning to make arancini and pasta alla norma was a fun and delicious way to connect with the culture. I visited Catania during different times of the year, and each season had something unique to offer. Spring was perfect for sightseeing, with mild weather and blooming flowers all around. Summer brought lively beaches and festivals, but it was also the hottest and most crowded time. In autumn, I enjoyed fewer tourists, rich harvest flavors, and warm golden light across the city. Winter was quiet and budget-friendly, and while some places were slower, the festive atmosphere around the holidays made it worth it. Compared to other major European cities like Paris or Amsterdam, Catania felt quite affordable, especially when it came to food and transportation. While some accommodations in the city center can be pricey, I found great mid-range options that offered comfort and value. Dining out was surprisingly inexpensive. Fresh seafood, pasta, and wine often cost less than a fast food meal in Northern Europe. Attractions and museums were generally cheap, and many historic sites were either free or just a few euros. Overall, Catania offers a lot of charm and culture without draining your wallet like bigger Italian cities such as Rome or Milan. Yes, Catania has plenty of options for budget travelers. I stayed in a cozy guest house that felt authentic and was half the price of hotels in other Italian cities. I often grabbed a delicious slice of pizza or a fresh arancino for just a couple of euros, and it was some of the best food I had. Many attractions, like the old markets, churches, and public parks, were completely free and full of character. I enjoyed people watching and sunsets along the seaside promenade, which cost nothing but gave so much. Local buses and shared transfers were very affordable, making it easy to explore the city and nearby areas without breaking the bank. During my trip to Catania, I found that casual, comfortable clothing worked best for exploring the city, especially in spring and summer when temperatures were warm. In the colder months, a light jacket and layers were perfect, as the evenings could get chilly. When visiting religious sites like churches and monasteries, I made sure to cover my shoulders and knees out of respect. Many locals still observe traditional values. Lightweight fabrics, comfortable shoes, and a hat for sun protection were essential, especially when walking around or heading to Mount Etna. Overall, dressing modestly and comfortably kept me well prepared for any activity in Catania. The heart of Catania is definitely its historic city center, where I spent hours exploring Baroque buildings, buzzing piazzas, and charming side streets. From the iconic Elephant Fountain to the Grand Cathedral, everything felt vibrant and full of life. This area is packed with must-visit spots like open-air markets, museums, and cozy trattorias. I found it super walkable, which made it easy to stumble upon hidden gems like art-covered alleys or tucked-away churches. Staying near this central area made sightseeing effortless and let me soak in the authentic vibe of the city. Catania is a food lover's paradise. My days were filled with tasting traditional dishes like pasta alla norma, arancini, and grilled swordfish straight from the market. For desserts, I couldn't resist trying cannoli or cassata from local bakeries. For plant-based travelers, I noticed that many restaurants now offer vegan options, including veggie arancini and fresh salads with local olive oil. I even dined at a Michelin-starred spot where Sicilian flavors were elevated in creative, unforgettable ways. Every meal felt like an experience, whether I was sitting at a tiny family-run trattoria or munching on snacks from a street vendor. Shopping in Catania was a treat. I picked up handmade ceramics with vibrant Sicilian patterns, perfect for gifts and souvenirs. The markets were full of local products like pistachio cream, lava rock jewelry, and almond pastries that packed easily in my suitcase. I found traditional puppets and embroidered textiles in tiny artisan shops, which felt way more special than touristy keychains. Bargaining wasn't common in fixed stores, but at open markets, a friendly smile and a little chat sometimes led to a small discount. Bringing home pieces of Sicily helped me keep the travel memories alive long after the trip. During my trip, I stayed in the heart of the city center, which was perfect for walking to major attractions, markets, and cafes. There were plenty of options, from charming B&Bs and boutique hotels to luxury stays with rooftop views of Mount Etna. I also came across some beautiful eco-resorts on the outskirts of the city, surrounded by greenery and designed with sustainability in mind. For budget travelers, guest houses and hostels near Via Etnea were convenient and friendly. No matter your travel style, Catania has accommodations that suit every preference and budget. Catania's nightlife surprised me with its mix of laid-back and lively spots. I started my evenings at cozy wine bars sipping local Etna wines. Authentic bars hidden in alleyways offered live music and a friendly, local crowd that made me feel right at home. For a more energetic scene, I found a few clubs and open-air party venues pulsing with music into the night. Some nights, I preferred to relax with a cocktail in a quiet square, just watching people pass by under string lights. The variety made every night feel different, and the vibe was always welcoming. Even a short 2-day stay in Catania gave me a solid taste of its history, food, and street life, especially if you stick to the main sites. But I found that staying 4 to 5 days allowed me to slow down, enjoy hidden gems, and take a couple of amazing day trips to places like Mount Etna or Taormina. A longer stay gave me time to settle into the rhythm of the city and explore local culture more deeply. Each day revealed new corners and flavors that I didn't expect. Whether it's a weekend stop or a base for Sicilian adventures, Catania easily fills your itinerary. As a traveler, I felt safe walking around Catania, even as a solo explorer, though I always stayed aware of my surroundings, especially in less crowded areas at night. The locals were helpful and welcoming, and I never had issues, but like any city, petty theft in busy areas like markets or train stations can happen. I didn't encounter any major scams, but I always double-checked taxi prices and avoided overly pushy tour vendors. For peace of mind, I saved the Italian emergency number 112 just in case. With basic travel awareness, I found Catania to be a friendly and safe destination, even for solo female travelers. Absolutely, Catania was one of the most authentic and unexpected highlights of my Sicilian adventure. The contrast between Baroque beauty and gritty charm made the city feel real and alive. I loved how history, street food, volcano views, and vibrant culture all blended into one place. It's less touristy than other Italian cities, which made the experiences feel more personal and immersive. If you're looking for flavor, history, and a strong sense of local identity, Catania is definitely worth it. Thanks for watching my Catania travel guide. I hope it gave you everything you need to know before visiting this beautiful city in Sicily, Italy. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share the video, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more travel content around Italy and beyond. If you have any questions about Catania or need more tips, feel free to drop a comment below. I'm always here to help.